Panda Express has a business model that can kick your music career into high gear. You see, they have a try before you buy procedure. They have defined products that allows the business to actually scale. And then on top of that, they have 3 purchase tiers. Now, the problem is you're only selling to one customer, which is the sampler. We'll talk about them. And this is more than likely why you're struggling to make ends meet with your music income. And you shouldn't be struggling to make ends meet with your income because we've got hungry fans to serve. So music money makers, let's hop into today's uniquely weird episode of the Music Money Makeover Show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Music Money Makeover Show. My name is Casey Graham. No, this video is not sponsored by Panda Express. With that being said, let's hop in. So here's the first way of the Panda. You want to have your items ready before the sale. Just follow me. You want to have 10 to 13 main dishes, and this is going to be your songs. These songs will be battle tested and competition ready, which means you sat down with your team, you sat down with friends and family, you maybe sent this out to a couple people in the industry to take a listen to see what was good, what wasn't. And if you have a small fan base already or a small email list, which I encourage a lot of you all to build, you might send out pieces or snippets of the songs to say, which one do you like? Do you like this or do you like that, right? So you want to battle test these main dishes so people will come in and get what they want. Or get what they, get high quality stuff. And then you want to have 3 to 5 sides to experience the main dish with. This serves as your medium. All right. So you might know them as having the brown rice, the white rice, the fried rice, the lo mein noodles, and the mixed vegetables to have as a side to enjoy the main dish. But in your case, this is the audio, the visual aspect of it, the photo, or the premium subscription like to a Patreon or something like that. And then you're going to have 2 to 3 upsells. And this is the stuff that you always see at the end of their buffet, like the spring rolls, the crab rangoon, or the egg rolls. And for them, it's a 50% upsell. For you, because our main product is on Spotify, or at least that's what we're starting with, it's going to be at about 1,000% upsell for us to actually get something that's going to be good to our bank account and our pockets. Now, we want to allow customers to sample before purchase. Hear me out. Now, you all may understand the customer wants to sample, but you must realize how many samples the customer needs before they listen. In most cases, it will take the average listener 2 months of content before they take a listen via Spotify. It's because the listener is not ready to leave the platform, or in this case, if you're in the restaurant, you're not ready to make a decision yet until they're intrigued by your performance on social media, okay? Or until the customer is intrigued that, oh, this tastes good and that tastes good. Now, remember, the average music listener is not a music lover. And I'm gonna say that again. The average music listener is not a music lover. Therefore, that's why it takes so long for people to actually leave the platform. People do not leave Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts because they're ready to get their next fix of dopamine to the brain, visual dopamine, on the platform. So you have to be so dope that you make them save for later first, and then you have to continue to put out the samples, free sample, free sample, free sample, until they come back around and say, you know what? I do want to listen to this album. Now, allow customers to sample multiple times before purchase, like I was just saying. If the customer doesn't have the option to sample 2 or 3 products or your songs before streaming, then they will more than likely not stream. It is very difficult to get a customer to stream a single without maybe an advertisement somewhere, right? Placing an ad somewhere. So to get just one person to go and listen to your product based off one single, it doesn't work. So imagine this. If I'm giving you orange chicken, we got the lady which is giving you some orange chicken. I might have to have 3, 4 pieces before I say, all right, cool. But we know, it's Panda Express. You already know what you're going to get. But at the same time, the average listener may come in and say, I want to try that. I want to try this. I want to get, what is that, right? So you got to give them chances to try multiple times. And these serve as your singles. You get what I'm saying? So if the sample is filled with dopamine, then they will convert easier, meaning if it's high quality music or as high quality as you can get it, they will convert easier. Okay? That comes down to packaging, mixing, the production, the lyrics, everything. And I'm going to talk about dopamine in a later video this month. This is what you're going to need: the multiple samples or singles or pieces of content before they click through the link in the bio and they say, I'm going to listen. Now, only allow customers to sample from the available songs. A lot of you all go off track with this. Cover songs are cool, but let those be the new products you have. Okay? When you're unknown, you'll want customers to stay focused on the main products or songs that are already available or that will be available. So once they sample them, they can immediately be served those recordings. Now, I'm not hating on none of the cover artists because cover artists can give you a lot of traction. But at some point, the fan base will want your original material. And if you stay too long in cover land, you'll eventually be known as the cover artist because when you got to dial it back to your original recordings, they won't stand up to the strength of the songs that you were using for the covers. So this is why we want people to sample from what's already available on our menu, because that way, when we direct them to the sale, we only have one place to direct them to. We don't have to send them all over the place. You get what I'm saying? So only allow customers to sample from the available songs. Now, mistake number 1, encourage them to listen. I see this mistake all the time when artists offer samples, but they never ask for the sale. Just as much as people enjoy the sample, which is the social media content, you always want to encourage them to stream in the caption section. So if I give you a couple pieces of orange chicken, eventually I'm gonna say, what do you like to get started with? Or what do you want to get started with? Now, of course, I'm hungry. I came in there, but you know, some people who do sample and say, nah, I don't want it today. Right? So they didn't make the sale. You got to encourage people to stream in your caption section. Eventually, they will if they're getting high off the samples. Always be closing. Now, sometimes the caption section isn't enough. So if you're on TikTok, the caption section doesn't matter. Therefore, at the end of your videos, in like a 1-second piece, you need to flash the cover art available on all streaming platforms before the loop kicks around again. And you can do the same thing for Reels. And occasionally on your Instagram post, maybe every 7 or 8 posts, post a flyer that says the music is available at the link in my bio. So you have to always go with the sell. And this goes back to what I was saying in my last video, that you have to learn how to sell, because if you don't learn how to sell, then you're going to have a hard time making money. Now, here's mistake number 2, asking for the upsell or not asking for the upsell, which is those side items I was talking about earlier. So mistake number 2, artists never have small, inexpensive merchandise they can sell that screams, I'm a part of your club. The thing is, you need to have these available so customers can ask and purchase on their own. They will do just that when they are truly intrigued with your talent and they become a fan or infatuated with you. However, every once in a while, you will need to encourage them to buy amongst all of the sampling. So every once in a while, put on that t-shirt that you have and do a video with it. And somebody in the comment section or a bunch of people in the comment section are going to say, hey, where can I get that? Oh, that's funny that you asked. It's right here at the link in my bio. So sometimes when you ask for the upsell of the spring rolls, like the little lady is grabbing right here, sometimes you just have to put it out. But when you walk past it or you wear it, sometimes that screams, hey, buy this t-shirt enough. Or, hey, get this thing that I have that I'm putting in my videos, or whatever it is. Get this at the link in the bio. You got to ask for that upsell, because this, again, is how you're making your money. You just have to find creative ways to do it. Now, this means I will need to take more time to build and putting out music. My question to you is, what did you think this was? We're going to do music and money magically appears in our pockets. We've got a whole operation to build. Just like they had to build a store, you have to build yours. You get what I'm saying? And it takes time. It does. I understand people don't have the money. People don't have the time. But somewhere in your sequence of events in your life, you will find the time to do this if it is necessary for you to actually make it happen. And if you make it important for yourself. So now, why can't I press go before everything is done? Well, you can, but you'll always be chasing the next checkpoint and tripping over yourself to meet demand. Careful planning allows time to catch up to demand. So doing it in real time causes heavy stress. You all know I've talked about, doing stuff in real time on this channel before. It's a mess, and I've done it myself. So how long should it take to build everything? As long as it takes. And I get that you can't do everything in the beginning. However, you should strive to have all of this complete to have a successful first year run. Now, it may not seem like it in the beginning when you start, but as you stay consistent, the demand will increase exponentially, provided your product is dope. Again, I got a video coming on dopamine later at the end of the month. I think you want to check it out. Here's what I suggest. Create the music first and test it. Focus on 10 final slots, 10 songs. Figure out the medium approach and the frequency of delivery you or your team can handle based on the money and labor force you can afford. And then work on merch in the $10 to $20 range that says I'm cool and looks cool to make people flaunt what they've purchased. And the only reason why I'm saying 10 to 20 before you jump into the hoodie range of things, the 45 and 50, is customer fulfillment, customer service, and all of that stuff. It does become a problem, and merchandise is an entirely different job that you're going to have to outsource for. So you're going to have to figure out whether we're going to do print on demand or we're going to press on our own, but that's a conversation for another day. However, when you do start to make these sales, you're going to need a foundation, a business foundation, and a strong one. Because now in 2024, and even this year, those of y'all who don't know, last year, the IRS was going to issue something called a 1099-K. All right. That 1099-K had a $20,000 threshold for those who made $20,000 or more on platforms like Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and all that stuff. You were going to be issued a 1099-K so that you could be taxed. This year, it is decreased from $20,000 to $600 on the 1099-K. So if you're moving your merchandise and you're moving a small amount, you're now going to get taxed just like a regular business would get taxed on that money. You're going to have to pay self-employment taxes on it. And if you're a sole proprietor making your side hustle income, you're going to be like, man, that's not fair. But now you're going to need what I'm talking about next. I'm telling y'all, this is some serious stuff. If you are a producer, an artist, a songwriter, a new music executive, a manager, it doesn't make a difference if you're building a record label or a publishing company. You're going to need a strong business foundation to handle everything. And I've got you covered to build all of that without searching for the how-tos over the internet and all these crazy places. I put it all in one place to get it done in 60 days or less. This is called a 60-day record label course. It's a framework to help you establish your record label or publishing company in a perfect 60-day sequence perfectly. All right. So we're going to build a strong LLC foundation. You'll learn how to play the game via contract, and you'll be set up to collect domestic and international publishing royalties without the middleman taking 15%. All this stuff you see right here on the bottom right-hand side is covered. But if you just so happen to trip through the course, I got you covered. You can always reach out to me one-on-one, book a call there, and we'll go through it to make sure you get standing up on your feet. Again, click the link below to get started today. If this is your first time watching the channel, grab the free stuff, 10 major steps to increase your record label's profits. A free split sheet is included with this as well. And if you follow the Panda's philosophy, things will flow methodically. Your efforts will be focused on streamlined growth, and cash flow will increase way quicker. But becoming the master on your own yields more lessons than successes that may be necessary for you, and it leads to unfocused growth. And you'll be strapped for more cash through the process than the latter, which is following the Panda's way. And I'm not going to lie, if a business is doing billions of dollars, there's something I need to learn there, even though I don't even eat Panda Express. But, anyway, this is where you want to be. So if you were struggling with your business model, follow the Panda, work on your product, and release with confidence so that you can become the self-made entertainer you always wanted to be. Music money makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com. Jump into the 60-day record label course today. Download the free stuff below. Book a call with me one-on-one on musicmoneymakeover.com, and I'll see you next time. Peace.